Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us today. I'm Elena, and this is Ruben, our product guru. First of all, show of hands, how many of you traveled to get here on business? About half the room. Right, me too. And how many of you are looking forward to getting back to your office or back to the flight or back to your hotel room and filing your expense report? I see a couple of hands. Must be some Concur customers in the room. Well, for those of you that aren't so much looking forward to that process, today we're here to show you a better way. Concur has the antidote to expense report procrastination. We're really excited to share SmartExpense with you today. Concur's new lightning-fast, super simple, free expense tracking app. But what makes SmartExpense really amazing is the way that it connects with TripIt, the world's best way to organize and manage your itineraries. In a very short time period, TripIt has amassed over 5 million users. Why? Because we continue to innovate to take the pain out of travel. It started with itinerary management, moved on to points tracking, then now onto refund tracking, flight status, and even traveler recommendations. And next, expense. The powerful combination of SmartExpense and TripIt makes expensing your trip drop dead simple. Think about what's in your itinerary: where you went, how you got there, how long you stayed, and where you're staying. Sounds like the bones of an expense report. Why rely on a massive paper like this to hand key your expense report in at the end of the day when it's all here? It's all available digitally. Your expense report can literally create itself so that you have the opportunity to throw away those receipts, reclaim your wallet, and take something that used to take hours and turn it into something that should take minutes.
Hey, Elena, why don't we just show them what you're talking about?
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're going to start in TripIt on the mobile device. Now, the great thing about TripIt is it has everything that I need to travel and everything for Elena's trips in this case. So as we go and we dive into Elena's itinerary for Finovate to get here today, we can see all of her details. We can see that she flew in on Virgin Airlines, that she will be leaving tomorrow, and that she's staying at the Westin while she's here. Now, as we go a little further, you'll notice that I have the ability to expense this entire trip all with the tap of a button. Doing so logs me in automatically into SmartExpense, where my trip is turned into an expense report. And in this case, Elena's entire itinerary, all of her credit card charges over the course of that trip, are all included in the report for her. Now, Elena, how did you get to the airport yesterday?
I drove my car.
Okay. So since you drove, that obviously wouldn't be a charge that would come in on the credit card. So we'll just add that to this particular expense report. So we'll add mileage. And Elena left from our corporate headquarters in Redmond, Washington. And of course, she drove to the SeaTac airport. Google Maps automatically calculates how far that drive is, how many miles she went, and the amount that should be reimbursed to Elena. So I'll save that expense, and Elena is free to complete her expense report when she's all done.
That was way easier, right? Concur does that today for 18 million people in companies of all sizes around the world. And really, when it comes to the fundamentals of being on the road and the expense process that has to happen after the fact, whether you work in a Fortune 500 company or you're a sole proprietor, you're no different. We all want the same things. We want speed, we want simplicity, we want accuracy, we want security. We don't want paper receipts, and we don't want spreadsheets. With the powerful combination of Concur and TripIt, all of that stuff is a thing of the past. We've taken all of those lessons from those 18 million and baked it into one little app available for free. So whether you have a CFO, a CIO, a controller, a VP of finance, an office manager, an accounting manager calling the shots, you get to choose. You get to choose an organization that's already trusted by millions. And when it comes to travel and expense and all of the personal and financial data that goes along with it, that's smart.
So, Elena, why don't we show them one more example?
Let's do it.
Where else have you traveled lately?
Let's see, Paris, Los Angeles, New York, Dallas, Boston, Atlanta, San Francisco.
So clearly you're a great beta tester for the product.
I would think.
This time we're going to start on the web in SmartExpense. And because TripIt is integrated to SmartExpense, Elena has the ability to pull up a list of her recent itineraries. And here we can see some sales calls that she made last month. I'm going to select that trip. And SmartExpense will create, once again, an expense report from that itinerary. Now, in this itinerary, we can see that all the charges that are gathered show that Elena traveled to multiple locations. In this case, she made sales calls in Dallas and in New York before she came back to Seattle. So as the report is generated, all that information is aggregated and dropped right into the expense report on her behalf and matched up. Now, Elena, was there anything else?
I snapped a photo of my cab receipt. You should have it in there.
Perfect. So Elena uploaded a receipt image using the SmartExpense app while she was on her trip. And what I'm going to do is just find that receipt here, drag and drop it right into the expense report, and Concur reads that report and turns it into a line item.
Concur processed 500 million expense line items in the last year. 500 million. That's a ton of receipts. And it's all of that data and all of that information that we glean from all of those vendors and all of those images that teach us and show us how to digitize the next receipt and the one after that and the billion that follow, many of which we hope will come from our new SmartExpense users. Let's go ahead and get me paid and get this thing sent on.
Absolutely. All I have to do is put in the email address of the boss here, and a PDF report is sent for review and for approval. And that's all there is to it. Sure is a lot easier than a spreadsheet.
So the next time you're getting ready to file that expense report, think about how much more fun it would be to draw something, or take a nap, or do your real work. With SmartExpense, that's the reality. We look forward to showing you more. Come see us at our booth or visit us at smartexpense.com. Thank you.